If someone came to you when you were a child and told you, "Screw your mom." Okay, let me back it up. Gen X, if someone came to you and told you, "Screw your mom," what would your next action be? I'll speak for me. Pow! Right in the kisser. Man, you're gonna talk about my mama like that. Now, today, oddly enough, that is now being pushed as a normal thing for children to think about their parents. It is no longer this your mama jokes will get you beat up. Anything about your mama or your daddy now is now grounds for you to be taken from the home and have your own independent life. We have come a long way and it's not in the good direction. Okay. So there's a teacher. I, I hesitate calling her a teacher. I really do. But that's the title she has. She is caught on camera because she recorded herself um, going off on quite an unhinged rant. Now, you know what? This rant.
I feel like I had to learn the concept of chosen families really young, and it wasn't anything to do with my queerness, but just based on the fact that I didn't have the love at home that I needed, and I knew that I was valuable and deserved it, so I found it on my own early on. And, I shouldn't be blamed for that because blood still exists. You were never there for me, and I found my own love, and that's okay. And I think everybody should be allowed to do that, and that's what I teach in the classroom. Okay, I always say give it to your friend, not your mom, because your mom. And I don't know, I just am so sad. I am so sad, and I hate my sister. She's a cunt. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Now, if that was your child's teacher, I'm sorry. I really am, but they exist, okay? So she says sometimes your family are not the ones that stand up for you, and everybody needs to find their own family, and pretty much encouraging children to not talk to the parent, talk to a friend. F your mama. Again, remember Gen Xers, we would have whooped her behind on the spot with no time left on the clock, okay? But today we're different because not only the kids are hearing it from teachers, they're hearing it from the president. These are our children. They hear it from the media outlets. They hear it on video games. They hear it on movies. They hear it in songs. Every aim right now is to take the power away from us, the parents, and give it to someone else who's not the parent, either a doctor, a teacher, or a government official. And it's being exemplified everywhere. Now they're telling you that you shouldn't hear from your children during the day. If a child wants to talk to a counselor and not let you know what's been spoken about, but they still want you to be involved in their life. I'm not sure how that works in their mind, how you can want me involved but not know anything. That just means I'm a puppet. I'm nobody's puppet, nor should you be anybody's puppet. This propaganda is being perpetrated on us because we've allowed it. It'll end when we end it. Now, a teacher like that should have been stripped of all titles, removed from the school, and possibly looked into for child endangerment. But we live in a different society now. That particular unhinged fool will be revered, praised. So you're standing up to the system. Not standing it up, look at it, just going against the system. Save the children. Save the children. It sounds like a whole lot you want to isolate the child so you can do what you want to the child. Hey, if it looks like a groomer and talks like a groomer, you know what it might be? A groomer. I'm just going based on what you hand me, lady. Society today is not so much concerned about the well-being of a child. It is very concerned, very, very concerned about the isolation of a child. Why? Because an isolated child is a vulnerable child, and a vulnerable child is an accessible child. Their goal has always been to get the next generation, either on the education front, the sexuality front, or just the ownership front, literally ownership. Their goal has always been to isolate. If you look at things in the wild, When a lion is going after a herd of animals, they go after the sickly, the elderly, and the young. They don't tackle the strong minded, and the strong willed. They stay away from that. They go after the easy picking. So they isolate the child by having one team run off the adults and the other ones trail the kid. The same thing they do with the elderly and the sick. It is no different than what they do as predators in the human world. They have one group isolating the parents, keeping them preoccupied. Laws, regulations, rules, all that. And in the meantime, during the school, they have hyenas, jackals, and female predators in front of the kids, isolating them. No, don't go talk to your parents. You don't need to do that. No. They don't need to know. You're an independent soul now. You now have them in your reins, and you can kill them at any point in time. And I don't mean physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Oh yeah, they have them. What's our goal? What should we do then? Okay, we're the parents. We're the ones that don't want this happening. Speak to your kids. Open that door for them to talk to you. Let them know that there is no one else on earth that they should be confiding in but you. And you make that unequivocally known to the school as well. Look, even if they fight you, they get mad at you, whatever they say, you stand your ground. You're the parent. You two came together. One gave an egg, one gave sperm. The school had nothing to do with that. Teachers had nothing to do with that. Principal had nothing to do with that. School board, nothing to do with that. You both stayed up at night when this was a baby, infant, feeding, changing. Your house is your culture. You're raising your child. It is not the system's. Do not give in to the system when you know for a fact that the system is trying to kill your child. Don't do it. Unhinged people like that lady you saw, they're becoming more prevalent in the schooling system by design. They want this to happen. And they're banking on you being lackadaisical in your responsibilities and letting them. Don't shirk your responsibility as a parent. Fight them at every turn, and you talk to your kids and tell them they have no say over you. I'm the parent. Anything they tell you, you tell me. I don't care if they tell you not to tell me. There is no confidentiality agreement between you two. It's between you and I. Drive that home, and hopefully you will save your child. Oh, and one more thing. Shout out to Mama Bear, who tore that flag off, the American flag, the gay pride. Like, hey, look, staged or not staged, we, both Mama Bears and Papa Bears, need to do exactly that. Unrehearsed, unscripted. Anytime you see that crap, go do a Mama Bear. Tear that thing off the American flag and protect your children at all costs.
Hey, not.
Wait,
what are you doing? Not. Stop that. I am not paying I am not paying my tax money to support. Get out of this type of now. Why do you have this hanging? And why do you have this hanging up? It's part of the students. No, it's not part of anything. Mom. That is uncalled for. We are paying you to teach history, and that's what you need to be teaching. Excuse me, this is a public school, little lady. You are excused. You are. Do you see what's on this side? No. This needs to go exactly where it is, in the garbage. You need to go in the garbage. I'm teaching my son to grow up to be a man. And I don't want you hanging no flag. I'm calling security. Hanging a flag up for you to sit up there and teach them the type of stuff I'm trying to keep them away from.
I told you what would happen. I told you somebody parent gonna get mad.
You need to be teaching history. 33, please. No, you need to be teaching history. Shut up. No, I'm not getting out of nowhere. I'm not getting out of nowhere. Hey, no, you don't tell my son to shut up. You talking to me. Your son is failing. My son ain't failing. Yeah. He needs to be failing because you got a flag hanging up of you. Over the United States of America.